Hello, Carrie. John here responding to your post, which I thought was enlightening and captivating. I was first drawn to your theological portion because I think we share somewhat of a similar experience. I was baptized rather young. I was 13, even though I wanted to be baptized at 10, but the pastor said I needed to wait until the age of accountability. What are your thoughts on that anyway, especially as a Baptist? In any event, that experience for me was also life changing. It was very special, very memorable. And when I try to explain it to ministerial peers, the colleagues, they usually say I'm baffled or uninterested, but I'm telling you, when I was baptized, I sensed God's approving presence and a special call to lifetime ministry in those very special moments. And like Baptists, we Nazarenes also view baptism as symbolic, that baptism doesn't confer grace. In other words, it is, like you mentioned, an outward sign of an inner grace, but it is not a means to grace. But like you, this experience is forever etched in my heart. By the way, your response also caused me to consider something I had never ever even thought about. We have so many Baptists here in the Bahamas, but when I read your post, a few words jumped out at me, and they would be immersion. What else? Immersion. And in our denomination, we do allow for sprinkling and pouring, but I suppose that in my culture, we are all Baptists in that regard, because from where I preach, the aquamarine of the Bahamian Sea only shimmers about 50 feet away, and when we baptize, it's full immersion. But I understand that everyone doesn't have that luxury. In any event, your comparison of Islam and Christianity was also very enlightening and well thought through. And it also reminded me of a new movement I once researched that began in Nigeria in the 1980s called Chrislam. Have you heard of Chrislam? It's quite interesting. This is an integration class, right? So, Chrislam really is an attempt to syncretize Christianity and Islam. And the essential concept is that Christianity and Islam are compatible, and that one can be a Christian and a Muslim at the same time. They argue that Jesus is mentioned some 25 times in the Quran, because these are the two largest monotheistic religions that have similar teachings on morals and ethics, that they should unite to fight against atheism, and also that their uniting can also possibly be a solution to the conflict between the Western world, which is predominantly Christian, and the Middle East, which is predominantly Muslim. And I thought this was quite interesting. But as you highlighted in your post, where does this put Christ and his divinity as the Son of God and the Savior of the world? Interesting, though, wouldn't you say? I thought it was. Thanks again for your post. God bless you and have a wonderful day.